Welcome to Macrocode. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and watching our previous videos. So for today's video, you're going to learn how to send emails using ASP.NET Core Web API. So we'll create a simple app that sends email using ASP.NET Core Web API. So we are going to use MailKit Nugget package. So to begin with, I'm using Visual Studio 2022. So we'll create a new project. Then we are going to create we can search here Web API. So we are going to use ASP.NET Core Web API to demonstrate this. Then next, so we can call this send mail. Then that is our location. Then you're going to use .NET 7. Then you can enable Open API support. So use controllers. So you'll tick this to use controllers. You can uncheck to use minimal APIs. So if you are new to this channel, we did a video about minimal APIs. So you can watch on our previous videos about minimal APIs. So for today, we are going to use controllers. Then next, so it will create our project. And here is our project with default controller. You can see. So if we launch our application, you are going to see the get weather forecast methods. There you are. So you can see we have a get weather forecast. And if you try this, you execute, you're able to see the data. So that is our project. So for today's video, we are going to send mails using a mail kit. So we'll install our Nugget package. So come here, manage Nugget. Then here we are going to install what we call netcore.mailkit. So this is the one. So we will install this package. You can see we have already installed it. We have it here. So we are going to create a new controller. Let's create a new controller. Then we can call an empty one. Then we can call this send mail controller. So if we do that, so we are able to have our controller here. So this one should be, so we can have this as a API. So we can annotate with these ones. So API controller, root controller, then send mail controller. That's fine. So let's create a folder for models. So we are going to create a model to manage our mails. So we are going to create a folder here. We call it models. Then on the models, let's create a class. We can call it mail requests. And call these mail requests. There we are. In our mail, we can add some attributes. So public string. Then we can call this to mail, to email. This is the one you are going to send to. Then we can have subject. We can have another one for body. Then we can have another one in case we have attachments. So you can have attachments, but this one will be list. You can add as many files as you can. Then iForm file. So that will be a list of attachments. So that is our mail request. Now let's add another folder called interface. So we are going to create an interface. Create another folder called interface. interfaces. Then on these interfaces, let's add an interface, new item, then interface. Then we call this iMail service. When we do that, so on this interface, you're going to have a function to send email async. So then on our send email, we are going to pass our model. We call it mail request. Then we can call it mail request. Call it mail request. There we are. So we are going to now create the implementation service. So we can create another folder called services. Then you are going to create a mail service. So have this as mail service is a class mail service that implements the interface. So this one you are going to do iMail service. Then we have that error because we need to implement our mail service. So we need to define one of the function here, public async task. Then we have now send email async. Ensure that the name matches with what we had defined with the same parameter. Request, mail request. Then here we are going to do this. You can see we still have an error here. So let's define our mail settings. So we can import our. So let's do private. Then we say read only mail settings. Mail settings. Then we say mail settings. So this one need to import something. So I need to import mail kits. So we can import using. So let's import using mailkit.net.smtp. Then we can also import mailkit.security. I think that is well catered for. So let's install this SendGrid. So we have installed this package. So you can see you have the SendGrid. Then here you're going to do mail settings. Then mail settings. Then here we are going to assign it. We'll say underscore mail settings. Underscore mail settings equals to that. Then on our mail settings, here we can say variable email equals to new message. Then do that, can close it. Then you say email dot sender is equals to mailbox address dot pass. So we pass our dot pass. Then we say mail settings dot mail. When you do this, you say email dot to dot add. This is now our mail address, the person you are sending the email to, dot pass, then mail request, we are going to use this mail request dot to email. So that is it. When we do this, say email dot subject is equals to mail request dot subject, so the subject of the email, then say builder equals to new bodybuilder body. So we want to send the attachments. So you say if the mail request, so we don't look at the body here, but attachments is not null. If we have the attachments attached on our mail, we want to convert these to bytes. So can say this, we say file bytes, and we do that, and we say for each we look through the files, file in the mail.attachments that has been attached. Then we say if file.length is greater than 0 if we have an attachment. So what we need to do is say using m question new memory string, and we say file dot copy to, so we copy this string, say file bytes that we have defined there equals to that dot array. Then outside here we say builder dot attachments is equals to add attachments, then we say dot add file dot name, then file bytes, then we say content type dot pass, content type dot pass. So this one should be content type dot pass. Then we should pass. Then we pass our file dot contents content type. Then we are now ready to send our email. So we get outside our if statement. Then here we now say builder dot HTML body will be equal to our mail request of the body. Then email dot body will be equal to builder dot message body. Then using var SMTP will be equal to new SMTP client. Then you are going to say SMTP dot connect. Then we say underscore mail settings dot host. I think there is an issue with the mail settings. You'll be able to check that. Then underscore mail settings. So we want to have the port. Then say also secure socket options. So we will be using that. So we can have these as secure socket options. That TLS. So that is how you should do. Let's check out these mail settings. I think there is an issue with this nugget. It should not be this one. We can remove this. Get away with these ones. So these mail settings should use mailkit.smtp. Can you ensure you also have the security bit? Security. So remove this. So then our IMAil service, use private read-only mail. So let's do mail and have something here like mail settings. Yeah, I think it should be fine. Then so after we have done that, we should authenticate our SMTP dot authenticate. Then we say underscore mail settings dot. So we provide the mail, then SMTP settings dot password. So this one should be still you have something there. Let me check that. Then you can say await SMTP dot send sync email. Then we say SMTP disconnect. That is fine. So this one should be true. And then we need to check our mail. So this one we should be able to import this, send. Then our mail settings is the one we need to configure. So these mail settings, we need to define the model for these mail settings. So what we'll do, come to models, then class. We thought we had defined, but you need to define it. So that is the mail settings. So we'll do string email. Then here we can say email. Then we can also define these. We have here display name. We can also define another one. We call password. We can also define the host. We can also define the port. So those 5. So I thought we had defined these. Sorry guys. So we'll come to our service. You can see it is now imported. We have everything fine. Then there is this start TLS. That is how it should. Then the mail settings port and strong mail settings port. That should be fine. So everything is now fine. So the next thing that we need to do, we had created a controller, which was our send mail controller. So on our controller, we need to inject the iMail service. So we'll do iMail service that we had done. Then we can do this. So we'll say call it mail service. Then can have these as underscore. Then on our, we need to define our constructor, public, send mail controller. Then we inject that. Then inside we need to do that. It has already given us. So let's say this dot. So we need to provide an action, a post action to send email. So what we'll do, we'll say public async task, then action result, then we say send email, then this one, let's say from, can minimize this, so this one should be, so we need to pass here, we need to pass a mail request. You need to pass mail requests. Then we can say from then can do this. So here we need to try catch. So guys, if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. Comment down below in case you have any clarification. Then we learn together. So we are going to send our email. So mail service that we have defined. So this should be this one. See this one. So we are going to use this one to say send. What are the functions here? Send so this is it. So let's do it. I want to send email. Send. What is our function? Can call this send. We call this send. We are defining it to send email async, so I can confirm on our service. What's wrong with this one? We'll check that. It is actually send email async, so we are going to use that here. Send email async, then we need to pass our request. So this is not responding. You can see why. So private email service, then this is, you can say this send email, then you can call this dot email service. So we need to know this, can annotate this to post request, post, then this same should return something. So if it has executed that, we can return okay. But in case there is an issue here, we throw an exception, we throw X, that should be fine. Now we have an issue with our mail send mail service public. This seems not to be feasible. Something mail service but send. This is not seen. Email service, you can have this as public so that it is feasible. And come here, we see email service to send. It is still not getting. It says I think we have not. We can see what is the issue. So let's rename our iService here. We say email send. There is a collision. Email send service. Then we can come here. We call email send service. This is the one that we want. So we need to import the interface. So this is the one that we want. Then you can see it is now fine. So we need to alter this to the, that's why we had an issue here. Settings, there is an error somewhere. Mail settings, mail, that should be fine. Then the port, mail settings, why is it not? We have different. Then we come here, our service. So we say mail settings, mail settings dot doesn't have the port, but the connect is, but the port should be an integer. I think that is why we have the issue here. This should be int. Then if you come here, that should be fine. You can see we have now our everything set. So on our controller, we now have our send mail service has been defined. We can remove this. Then the next thing that you need to do is to register our services under the program.cs. So what you need to do, come here, we say builder.services.add transient. So if you're also new to this channel, we did a video about dependency injections life cycles. So consider watching the previous videos to understand about the add transient. We have add scoped and we have add singleton. So you can actually check on our videos. Add transient, then we pass our email send service, then we pass the mail service. So that is it. So here we need to find that way. Everything is fine. It says should be add transient. Then we need to import something here using interfaces. Using sendmail.interfaces, it is already there. So what is the issue here? It's saying add transient by mail service, then mail service, so we can also change the mail service. I think there is something wrong here. Send. So here, yes, so this has been sent, changed. So change that, then we can now use it here. Yeah, so there was something that collides with the mail kit. So that is it. So after we have done that, I think everything is now fine. We need now to import to configure our mail settings. So we define our mail settings under the app settings.json. So here we can do this. We can say mail. Can do mail settings. You can do this. Say mail settings. Then we do this. Then put in a comma here. Then inside our mail settings, we will provide the email that will be used to send. So mail. So provide your email here. So next thing is our mail will be backend coders at gmail.com. Then our password, our display name is actually like your brand. So this is macro code. Then the next thing is our password. So you need to provide your password here. So provide your password here. Then that is not our password, so don't try it. So we'll then your host will be SMTP. So SMTP host. So then we need to provide the port. So our SMTP will be Gmail. So these will be 587. So that is the mail settings that you need to do in your application. So what you need to do, so our host here will be smtp.gmail.com. So we are using Gmail SMTP. Then this will be 587. Then our brand name is that. Then our password now. So we'll provide our password. So after you have done that, you need to get the mail settings from the program.cs. So how to do that? You'll come to program.cs, then do service here. So let's do it here. So you'll do builder.services. Builder.services. Then we say .configure. So mail settings. You remember our mail settings. Mail settings. So we assign the values to our mail settings. Then we say builder.configuration.get section. Get section. Get section. Then we say call it mail settings. Mail settings. So these mail settings should actually resemble what we have defined in our here. So that is what should be here. Then we do this. Should be able to close it. So that is it. We are ready now to send emails in our application. Okay, to solve this error, what you need to do, come to mail sender service. Then here you need to provide options and do this. Then here we do value. So it will get all the settings from our mail settings that we had configured, then map them to these mail settings. So if we run this, should be able to go through. That's fine. There we are. So you can see we have our send mail, which requires the 2 email subjects, body, and attachments. So if we try this, we'll be able to send an email to our. So we can now send an email. Let's say backend coders@gmail.com. Then subject we say this is the test email. Then body we say subscribe to macro. code. So we don't have any attachment, so we can execute this. So we are getting an error, unable to resolve service while attempting to activate. So we come to our mail service again. So here we should do this email service. That should be fine. So we can relaunch again. So ensure you have defined this email service, then service. Then we try again. Backend coders@gmail.com. Subject, we say this is the test email. Welcome to macro code. Then we send. You can see error 400. The attachment field is required, so we can add an attachment. So can do that. Execute.